And I'm Wiley Murray, and this is our story. We noticed a bump on Wiley's nose. It was probably about the size of a dime when he was little. By the time his 18-month checkup came around, it was bigger than it had ever been. Once his referral went through, Scott and White called me the next day and said, they put this in as an emergency referral, so can you come in tomorrow? We spent the day at McLane's Children's Hospital, and they sedated him for his MRI. We got word back on the MRI that his dermoid did extend through his sinus cavity into his skull. It was a congenital anomaly, just something that happened when he was forming, no rhyme or reason behind it. But it would have left Wiley open to infections in his brain, which I wasn't willing to wait around and see. Wiley's surgery did require a team. Since the dermoid extended into his skull, our doctor knew it was best to work with a neurosurgeon. We went in for what was supposed to be a 10-hour surgery. Wiley had to have a rhinoplasty and a craniotomy to remove his dermoid. Scott and White came in and made sure to check in on us, bringing us cookies and a bottle of water, which was really, really nice for them to just think of. When you can't do anything else for your child but sit and wait and pray, it was nice for someone to just stop in and make sure that you were doing all right. There were a lot of people who were just really wonderful. I loved our plastic surgeon. He and Wiley had a great relationship. I called him the Wiley Whisperer. We had all of Wiley's testing and his surgery done at McLane's Children's Hospital. For me, it was nice to be able to go back to the same place. They were very child-focused. They're a children's hospital. The waiting rooms were bright and colorful, and there was always something for Wiley to be entertained with. The child therapist came in and blew bubbles, and he got to play on a game. Once Wiley opened his eyes, he was back to being Wiley. We spent about 3 days, and then the next morning we went into a regular room and stayed the night, and then the next morning we got up and took him home. The healing really was the 6 to 8 weeks. It didn't slow Wiley down at all. If Wiley didn't have his scar, you would never tell. You would never know that he had such a major surgery, that he ever had a bump on his nose. He's just growing and our crazy kid again, and we get to move on with life. And I'm Wiley Murray, and that's our story.
Baylor, Scott, and White McLane Children's, changing children's health for life.